How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Let's talk Raquel.
Okay.
What a fantastic character.
Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic character. And your voice is amazing. Amazing. So let's go back all the way to the beginning and how you landed this role.
Oh my God, the beginning. All right, I'm gonna tell you. This is like my favorite story. So I was on my way to Target when
My favorite place.
right, honestly, everybody's right, except for the prices sometimes. But anyways, so I went to Target and I got the audition, and I look over to my cousin because we were getting stuff prepared for a music video that I was gonna shoot, and she's also my choreographer. And I was like, "We got to go home right now." She's like, "Why?" I was like, "I have an audition. I'm gonna book it, and that's it." She's like, let me see the breakdown." And she's like, "Okay." And like I read J Lo meets Lauryn Hill, and I was like, "This is mine. Let's do it." So we went that same day, practice, and we just went in. We went in. And then I did like 4 or 5 more auditions after that, and then I got the role.
Did you have a song that you had to audition with?
Yes. I think they wanted something from, they gave us Lauryn Hill doo-wop, and they had us rap doo-wop, and then they also had us, right, that part. Yes, yes. So they had us rap doo-wop, and then I also did an original song that I wrote. And man, I was nervous because Lauryn Hill, like that woman is a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? And her breath work is it's crazy.
It's insane. It's
no,
the way she easily can get at that many words out, and oh my God, it's insane.
It's Shakespeare.
It is.
Shakespeare. Right. And so I was like, okay, all right, bet we're gonna do this. So I was like going in, going in, going, and I said, but I want to bring my flavor. I want to bring Analisa to it. So I would just like play with it and then do it a cappella and then do it with the music, which actually in time is actually really hard. I just want everybody to know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that was honestly like my favorite part, because I was like on the treadmill trying to memorize the song, and I would just try to like, give a performance, because like every audition is a performance.
Yes.
Like, let's do this. I wanted to give them life, but yeah, I wanted to do it right.
Imagine. Well, one, like I love the confidence you're in, like I'm definitely booking this. This is my role. But then to know the amount, like you didn't just look at it and say, this is my role, I'm just going in. You were like, I am doing the work for it. I'm going to nail this song. I'm bringing in an original song. I'm going to nail the audition. I love that. I love that dedication to knowing this is the role I want, and I'm going to put in the work to get it.
Yeah, man. I feel like this was definitely one of the first auditions. I think I could say it might have been the first audition. I was like, I'm gonna do everything my gut desires. I'm gonna give whatever the little girl inside me wants to do. We're gonna do it. So I put like this little clip on like wig for some bangs. I like did this whole thing. The makeup was a certain style, and I was like, what would I wear if I'm performing? And so I like made a whole little getup, and I had fun, man. Like I had fun doing it, and I was like, this is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be playing and living. And I think it was the first time that I could do that freely. But it was also because I felt like the creative team, they were just like, give us all you got. Yeah. Give it to us, girl. We're here. We're going to receive it. So, yeah.
But I feel like they saw that dedication. Obviously, they saw how well of a performance you gave in the audition, but the dedication you put into the performance. And I've got to say, at least in my opinion, that when you're casting people, you want people who are going to be putting in 100%, 110% of the work. And they can see that as a part of your audition. If you're just standing in front of a sheet and singing, it's like, great, you have a great voice. This is amazing. But what else can you bring to the table? And you did that in your audition.
Yeah, I think a lot of, because the thing is, acting is one thing, right? And then performing a song is a whole other thing. It's a monologue, it's Shakespeare, it's this and that, but it's also like you gotta live in the moment and you gotta tell the story. And I think sometimes as people who just do either singing or acting, sometimes it's like it's just a song, and it's like, nah, dude, you gotta give us the full roller coaster, give us the crying, give us the feeling, even if it's not perfect. Like I flubbed up on some of those words, and I was like, dang, man. And I just kept going, because I'm like, in the performance, you're gonna keep going. Like that's what it is, Yeah.
You've got to make everyone all the way in the back feel the performance when you're singing. you've got to be able to feel it all the way in the back. Whereas with acting,
Yep. Fill
you
the
know,
entire stage.
yep.
Make the person pay for that balcony seat who didn't have any money to buy that ticket. Let them feel your heart. Yes. Absolutely.
So when you do the musical numbers in the show, is it a
Yeah.
little harder for you to like, because it sounds like you'll want to give the 110%, you're on stage wanting to perform, but you're also in front of a camera, not actually in front of a crowd. So do you find yourself having a hard time trying to find that balance?
Nah, because I want this in my own life. So for me, it's like this whole, I don't know, this like manifesting, seeing work. I don't even know. Like for last season, I got the pleasure of being able to sing at the Super Bowl, right? And I remember, and it's a green screen, and I had to like pretend, and like that's one of my biggest things. I would love to sing. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And I remember there being nobody there, and my scene partner's so dope. I asked someone, I was like, yo, can you please bring Toby, who plays Garrett? I was like, can you please bring Garrett? Because that's what I'm technically singing to. Like, you know. And he came, and like that really helped. And then they always give me like an earwig, which is just an earpiece to hear the music. So me personally as an actress, like I like to do the full performance each time. So yeah, girl, I was like singing my little heart out, singing the national anthem like 6 times. And listen, there were notes that were terrible sometimes, but I was like, this is the moment. And I wanted to live that moment every time they were rolling. So whenever we're rolling, you can ask anybody on set, I'm always full out singing. I'll do my warm-ups ahead of time. I'm working in the trailer, working on it too. And then I get there and I'm like, this is a show. Like, this is what we're doing right now. And I'm giving you Janet Jackson, Beyonce, like whatever you need, I'm gonna give it to you. You know?
But you're embodying the character. And I think that's what's so nice about it is once you step into that character, you're not letting yourself leave that character. You see that on the screen. You see that 110% on the screen. And, my next question kind of leads to how she has changed from when you first approached the character in season 1 to now in season 2. You know the character, you're a little bit more involved in her. So would you say she has changed from season 1 now to season 2?
Oh man, yeah. Raquel is so interesting because I love her so much. Like my heart goes out to her because like in the first season, this girl was just like, she was just trying to like make it. And then in season 2, she's like starting to get this taste of it. And you just see her like getting excited because she like the why was her mom, right? The why before she's like, I gotta make it so I can like help my mom. And then in season 2, it starts becoming more tangible. And she's like, oh yeah, I want to do this for my mom, but like I want to do it for me too. Like this is my dream and it's actually happening. So she's starting to feel that too. And it's like, when your dreams start happening, it's kind of terrifying because you realize not that you're a superhuman, but it's like anything's possible. And so you see those moments in her and like, yeah, there are going to be moments where she falls really flat on her face. And then there's moments where she's really high. And then it's just like, just living that roller coaster with her has been really amazing because I literally feel the growth in her. Like I'm looking at the season now and I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, we're going to work on this and we're going to work on that. And she's already growing as a human too. So the stuff that she used to do before, you can't revert to the little mannerisms or this or that or how, there's gotta be growth. And so I'm already like kind of mentally preparing for that.
Did you know going into season 2 that was always going to be the direction that she was finally going to feel that this was her dream rather than doing it for her mom? If she was going to be doing it for herself too, or was that kind of something you didn't know until you got the first scripts for season 2?
I mean, they don't give us the script till like a week or 2 before.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Yeah, babe. Yeah. So there were times, when we would build these things with my scene partners and we build these things and we're like, oh, that's how whoa, okay, cool. That's the direction now. So then you got to pivot, right?
Yes.
You have to make it make sense in the storyline with the Easter eggs that you dropped in each scene for this season, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it was terrifying because I didn't know where she was going. I mean, my head, I dream really big. So I'm like, of course she's going to go on tour and then she's going to do this and then she's going to win the Hollywood Award. Cause like, that's what I want for my own life. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I was also like, they could have her like be in the struggle for 3 seasons, and then finally she gets a single that pops or something. So I really didn't have an idea, but I think as an artist, when you really visualize yourself in the place you want to be, I think you always have that hope and that belief that it can happen at any moment, but also working towards that, and so that you're prepared. So I think she was at that. I think she's been at that level at that point in this season.
Well, I thought, and after watching the first season, that they might have gone the route that, she would finally realize this was never really her dream and she was doing it for all the wrong reasons, and then pivoted to find, because it was like, there's got to be a twist happening somewhere. There's got to be.
Right.
And so that's, and like,
wow.
Sometimes, like, they've recognized a dream, or they have that complete 180 twist where it's like she realizes this was never my dream. I've been doing this for all the wrong reasons. And then we go into season 2 and it's like Raquel going a completely different direction.
Wow, I never even thought of that possibility. Thank you for offering that, because I would have never even thought, because I'm like, I don't know, as Analisa, the human, I'm just like, I have one dream and that's it.
Yeah.
But I could totally see you thinking that with her, because there are times where she had like some serious doubts.
Yes.
Yeah. That moment as an artist where you hit this point and you're like, yo, it's going on like 17 years, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should. Yeah, no, I get that. Interesting.
Well, and I mean, I love the direction they went with it. And I thought it fit your character's direction completely, like the trajectory, all of that made complete sense. But like leading in, like you just have that, I just had that little thought in the back of my mind, be like, oh, are they going to play us like this? Is this what they're going to do going into season 2? And thankfully they didn't. But that's why I was like, I wonder if you guys ever had, or if the writers maybe ever had that thought that it was like, we're going to completely change the game on the character and have her go this way and have to deal with this struggle in season 2. Now you're dealing with all of these other crazy struggles in season 2. Yeah. But that could have been added onto it, and then it would have completely changed the character.
Absolutely. 1,000%. But was there, let me ask you a question. Was there like a moment where you're like, ooh, this might go that way?
No, it's always like, because what you love about TV series is the writers are always thinking of something or dropping things that you don't see until you hit, as you said, season 2, and you're like, no, I gotta go back and see. What did I miss? So no, it was just always that like inkling that it's just like, I have a feeling this is the way it's going, but what if they decide that they're going to go this way? So no, there wasn't one particular moment where I was like, oh, are they doing this? It was just that feeling in the back of your head to be like, oh, no. If you guys change this on me, we're going to have a lot of questions for you.
Yeah. Oh, wow. No, thank you for that. Because sometimes you have to exhaust all the possibilities in your mind as an actor. So thank you for that. Thank you. That's a gem. Thank you for that.
So this season, are you happy with her trajectory? Is there something that surprised you this season that you didn't see coming that makes complete sense for the character, or happened that you were just like, wait a minute, this doesn't?
Yeah. I don't know how far you've gotten in the season yet, but this past episode, she signs she signs a contract and she's freaking out. Spoiler alert, please. If you're viewing this is a spoiler. And she's like looking for the producer and she can't find him. And then she finds out that he is putting her on tour. And I was like, of course they're going to throw a loop where she signs a bad contract. And you know what I mean? Like that makes sense. And also like, I've done it. I signed those contracts. And then I'm crying in my room for months. And I'm like, what did I do? I'm never going to be able to create again. So yeah, but like whenever, it's funny because Analisa, the actress, I'm like, man, she's too smart for that. She ain't gonna sign that. And so I would fight the writers sometimes. I'd be like, yo, like, well, what is this? What's going on? I asked the director, I'm like, what is this? And like, Analisa, like, let the producer inside your house. And I'm like, I would never let a man who I just thought stole all my masters into my home. You know what I mean? And so there's that like push and pull, but we always come to like this nice, happy medium where I'm like, okay, I understand where you're going with this. Yeah.
Do you find yourself often talking to the writers about Raquel and how you can kind of, as you say, meet in the middle on things?
Oh my God, girl. Yes. you can ask the showrunner. I'm like, hey, can we have a meeting? Hey, can we meet just for? I just need like 3 minutes. Hey, can I? Do you have like 2 seconds to talk? It's like, yes, Analisa, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what does this mean? And he's like, well, and so he'd like go in and I'm like, okay, because at the end of the day, I had to remember that Raquel is this human that everybody feels like they created, right? So you got your showrunner, you got your directors, you got the room of writers as well. You have the producers, everybody being like, she shouldn't be wearing this. And I'm like, well, she would absolutely be wearing this. What do you mean? So we're all like, everybody's piecing it together, you know? And so I just have to remember, like, everybody's bringing their color to the rainbow, you know?
Mhm.
But at the end of it, it's like, it's a rainbow and you
Yeah.
want to look at it. Yeah.
Well, that's what makes her such a well-rounded character, is you all have open conversations about
Yeah.
what she should be doing, what she should be wearing, which in my opinion makes the character so much better, but also creates an atmosphere on set where you feel comfortable playing this character and being able to come forward with your ideas, but also open to their ideas as well.
Absolutely. Like, I remember Hosea directed this last episode, and I remember being like, Hosea, or I was like, Hosea, what does this mean? I just don't feel like, and I'm having this dramatic moment. And he's like, Sunshine, maybe it's this. And I was like, what? And it blew my mind. I never had a director flip something so hard and change the trajectory of a scene in my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. I can't even fight you on that, dude. And so I learned to take that direction, and also just like sometimes like most of the time, just listen, just sit and listen and then talk, yeah.
But ask questions. Like if that's, I think also the key is, yeah, sit and listen and be open to sitting and listening, but also do not have the fear to ask questions, be comfortable, because you also have to take ownership. And I have to imagine from season 1, you a little less, a little bit more reserved, a little bit more, okay, I'm going to see where the writers are. But now that you're into season 2, this is my character. This is our character. We all created her. She is at this point now because of everything that we've done. So having the ability to ask those questions has to be an amazing feeling.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta fight for your character sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything's right or wrong, but like there have been times where I was like, guys, we really have to look at this. They're like, and listen, I'm like, yo, just hear me out though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm feeling this woman's blood. I'm literally saying these next words and the breaths in between those words. And this is all calculated, but it's not calculated, right? So yeah, batting for her. I'm always willing to bat for her, because it's like, she's gonna come on top. You know what I mean? And you just root for someone like that. So it's like easy to go back for her, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. Let's talk about the music. How does that come to be? Do you now have more of a say in the music that is being created for the show? Is it all kind of mesh, more you? How does that work?
So the first season, I didn't even know that I could ask to write for some of the music. So they would just give me the songs. But this season, I kind of gave them a heads up. I was like, yo, I write music, I make music. I understand where Raquel is going now, and I really want to say in it. They're like, okay, so start sending us your demos. Here's what we want. Here's what we're looking for. They'll give us the template. And I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, I'm like on set for I don't know how many hours, and I got to go to a studio on top of that, record a song, and like write the song. You know what I mean?
You're thinking back in your head, why did I say something? Why did I say something?
Yeah. But I'm like, nah, man. This is what Raquel would do.
Yes.
Period. So I went for it, and I went for it really big. And I'm proud of the stuff that I sent them. They didn't pick any of it, but I don't know. I'm getting closer. You'll see. Next season, I'm confident that I will have a song in there. Yeah.
Do they give you notes on why they haven't picked those songs, or is there a certain reason, or they're just like, nah, we're not going to use that one?
No, that sometimes they'll tell me, they're like, it just didn't fit the scene. It just didn't fit the scene. It didn't fit. Like, because the thing is, the music really, really pushes that whatever scene is forward. So you really have to follow the guidelines. And sometimes they'll give you like phrases to put in the song. They'll be like, hey, this is about a son, or this is about a moment, and yeah, you can't, like, you gotta again let them bring their piece to it,
Mhm.
and then build it from there.
Do you
So
find that because of all of that, your songwriting has gotten better because of this, because of, kind of having, okay, here's what people want, and all right, I got to create something out of it?
yeah, I'm realizing that there can be those songs where it's hella emotional and it's your moment to tell the story. And then there are moments where, like, give the fans what they want, girl. They want to clap their booties and dance. Give them that song. You know what I mean? Like, give them what they want. Please omit that from the please, yeah. So yeah.
For
Yeah,
that's what fans are looking for. It is that, okay, all they want is just a really good song they can get up and dance to. Let's give them that. We don't want emotions. We're not looking for a moment. We're just looking for something that they're going to put on repeat when the episode is over. And that's what happens. But then you get those really deep emotional ones that you're just like, oh, like that made my heart go crunch.
yeah, no, I mean, and Raquel's very much a ballad girl. Like, she plays the piano, she
Yes.
plays the keyboard. So this girl's gonna give you ballads for days. But I mean, even Alicia Keys has those songs that you put on, you're like, oh, that,
Yep.
with Jay-Z,
Yep.
and she knows how to flip it. And I think a great artist can do that. So yeah, I learned that. And I learned, like, sometimes it doesn't, just enjoy it. It doesn't necessarily have to make sense. All the lyrics don't have to make sense, but um yeah, it just, sometimes it's a feeling, and that's all it has to be.
How has you as a musician, now that you've been on, played Raquel for 2 seasons, how has that impacted your music career and changed kind of how let me step back. Has it changed the songs you've been putting out, what you've been writing? Do you find yourself putting out more ballads because of Raquel, or do you find a way to just keep them both separate?
It's interesting because I'm finding that I really like, as an Alisa, the human, I'm just like, man, I just wanna create, and I don't want to judge the creation. So I've just been, like, working on that, and then also, like, telling my stories because it's very important to me. But I also am starting to see how being on a TV show where you're a singer, for some reason, people are like, oh my gosh, like, you can do this. And I'm like, I have, like, music videos and stuff, like, so it's so interesting because sometimes people just need a different frame to really take you seriously, I guess.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it's really helped with that. But it's almost like, what's the word, when it almost, like, certified me because it's on a TV show, and so now people take my singing seriously. And the longer I do this career, I just realized, like, don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Just be glad that they got on the boat, and we're all just gonna move forward, and they're gonna buy your music, and and cool, you got a new fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leave that emotion where you want to be bitter. Leave that out because there's no
Yeah.
room for that. Amazing things are happening. So who knows?
Well,
Who knows
and
next?
as you said, it shines a light that wasn't there before.
Yeah, yeah,
And now hopefully having the ability that people will start to separate you between, there's Raquel and then there's Analisa. What you see on the series, yes, that's my voice, but I'm not that character. And I put out stuff that is genuine to me and not to, maybe some things that, both people are going through. I'm going to
yeah.
put out something similar, but there is a separation. And I was watching a couple of your music videos this morning, and there is a clear difference. You do not see,
Yeah,
but that's the thing is, you don't see, yes, I can see you facially or Raquel, like,
yeah,
surprise.
yeah.
But when you put out your music, it's completely different. It's got a different tone to it. It has a different feel, which is great that you're not trying to replicate something that's already been done.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's already doing the same thing. And don't get me wrong, there are no original ideas, but, like, if you can just bring whatever magic that you specifically have, that
Yep.
God-given magic, you know, sprinkle it, because somebody else may be saved for a moment, or somebody else may feel something and, want to go through the day as opposed to not.
Exactly. Bring yourself to it. Express
Yeah.
yourself and allow your music or whatever you're doing, shine in it.
Yeah. Sparkle.
Yes.
Yeah. Jose always said that when he was directing, he's like, sparkle, baby, sparkle. And I was like, yeah, sparkle, sparkle and swirl. Yeah.
So what else is in store for us in 2023 from you? What have you got down the pipeline that you can share with us?
I got an EP coming up about, yeah, I'm really excited about it. The beginning, the middle, yeah, at the beginning and middle end of a relationship that really, really molded me as a woman.
Mhm.
It was a very negative one, but I learned so much from it. And I hope that this EP can really prevent some women from going through a relationship like that. That's my hope for that, and that women can feel empowered. Um, yeah, that, and then I'm writing a TV show, so we're gonna sell that. We're gonna sell that, and it's gonna be amazing. And I plan on winning some awards.
Good for
Yeah.
you. Good for you. The TV show writing, was that something you always have wanted done? Or is it the more you've been on the show, you were like, nah, I kind of like doing this?
Now, babe, I've been producing my own stuff for a minute, and now that people like finally they're like, oh yeah, Analisa, she's on that show. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm on that show, and you ain't getting rid of me now, baby. No. So no, it's just the one thing I realized is like when you're hot and you're on a wave, you gotta take that wave
Take it.
and give everybody everything you got. Hey, I got this thing. I got this EP. I got a podcast. I have this. I also, let them give it to them and see and listen. I've been rejected all my life, but if you say yes to one of my projects, I'm like, cool, let's go.
What's the
So
worst somebody's going to tell you is no, but you won't know until you try.
yeah, and who cares if they tell you no? You're getting yes. You're getting closer to a yes. So who cares?
Yep, exactly. Exactly. But I think it's that fear that a lot of people are like, I'm in fear of being rejected. And I'm like, you're going to live your entire life wondering what if you don't go for it.
1,000%.
And I
Yeah.
love that with what you're doing right now, all of this stuff, it's obviously amazing. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we hear something about a season 3 for the game. Because I think, obviously the season 2 is not over yet, but there's so much more story to be told. So I'm hoping we hear something soon about that. But, with your EP and the TV series you're writing, man, how do you have any time to, just relax?
Oh no. I relax. I take my little vacations, but honestly, I don't know how to just sit and not do anything. So my mind's constantly going. I'm like, oh, that's a great show idea. Oh, you should do this. And so it's like constantly like this. So yeah, but I trust me, I have my moments where I'm like, with my family, I'm chilling. So I'm good. I'm learning, I'm trying to get that balance. So I'm trying to implement that in my life. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure you and I could continue on for another, hour on end. But I know you probably have a lot of things you need to get to today. So I want to wrap with one final question. What is one thing you want to leave with? Let me rephrase it. What is one thing you want fans to know that we haven't talked about today?
Dance. Oh wow, that's such a big word. I mean, me personally, I always like to leave with a positive note. So like, um, keep going. Your life can change in a day, in a moment, and choose your circle wisely. One person can change your life for the better or for the worse. So keep your circle tight and continue to believe in yourself even when nobody else does. It doesn't matter because somebody's always watching.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.